Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. It's our pleasure to introduce the academic procession and begin the commencement ceremony.
Please remain standing. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the December 2017 commencement ceremony of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Please stand and join Madeline Edwards, a Keenan music scholar, leading us in the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the
Thank you, Madeline. Please be seated. I love this day, and I'm pretty sure that every president and chancellor since UNC-Chapel Hill opened its doors 224 years ago has looked forward to graduation day. Many of you were in my first or second classes, and I greeted you during my own first days as chancellor, probably like you, feeling a bit anxious, maybe a little lonely, but very excited to get started on our journey. And along the way, we, our students, our faculty, our staff, built a body of work, shared experiences, stretched our minds, made memories with friends that we will cherish for a lifetime, and together we made a home. There's really nothing more exciting for me than looking out across a sea of Carolina blue and celebrating your hard work and your accomplishments with people who have cared for you, challenged you, and supported you every step of your journey. In fact, right now, halfway across the world, Tar Heels in Malawi, Africa, are live streaming this graduation. So please join me in giving them a warm Tar Heel welcome. As you all know, not all days have been or will be quite like this one. I'm sure you've had many days spent struggling over problems, hours alone in laboratories and studios, in libraries, in and out of the classroom, in practice fields, late nights alone working in your rooms. I know you've written papers and rewritten them. I know you've spent hours reading pages and pages of dense material that maybe didn't make a lot of sense at the time. You've lost a lot of sleep, and you probably consumed quite a bit of coffee. Of course, that's how it goes. Success is always like this. Any achievement or any problem that's worth solving really does take some long, lonely, frustrating, and difficult days. It reminds me of a wonderful story I heard about Albert Einstein. When he took a position at Princeton, and this was after he'd won the Nobel Prize, he was told that he could have whatever he wanted to furnish his office. And so he said he wanted a table, he wanted a chair, and a typewriter, but most importantly, he wanted a very large wastepaper basket. And I love that image of Albert Einstein rolling his equations into a ball and shooting them off into the wastebasket. Can you just imagine what ended up in that trash can? But we all do that when we're really trying to accomplish something. We try over and over and over again. So in your last few moments before you officially graduate, I want to reflect with you for a short time on what to do in the days ahead when once again you face challenges that you will inevitably face as part of life and success ahead. So first, I really urge you to do what you've learned here, and that is to rely on your sense of wonder and your creativity. Late UNC professor in the medical school, Oliver Smithies, won the 2007 Nobel Prize in Medicine and Physiology for pioneering research he did developing new techniques to study disease. And I loved the way Professor Smithies told students, expressing his own secret to many years of success. He said it was retaining his sense of joy in wonder, in creativity. He told the students that he never went to work. Instead, he went to play every single day. So I want you to try to find something that you love so much that you can say, as Oliver Smithies did, that I never did a day of work in my life. Second, I do urge you to rely on your hard work and your persistence, even when no one is watching. In 1901, on a beach in North Carolina, a very frustrated Wilbur explained to Orville Wright, his brother, "Not in 1,000 years will man ever fly." Yet, like Einstein, who kept tossing page after page in the trash in his search for truth, they kept working and crashing until on a very lonely beach at Kitty Hawk, with no one watching, they took flight and history was made. Finally, I urge you to believe in yourself even when you're doing something that no one else has done. Preston Dobbins was a student who came to UNC in 1967 in the midst of the civil rights movement. As we all remember, this was a time of great social upheaval. UNC had just hired Professor Hortense McClinton, our first African-American faculty member, just in the previous year. And he was joining only 107 African-American students. Preston said, and I quote, "I made myself a promise that I wouldn't get involved in anything here. Just pretty much settle down and enjoy doing nothing but being a student." But that didn't last, thankfully. Just 1 month after arriving, he founded the Black Student Movement, which this year is celebrating its 50th year at Chapel Hill. The social activism and commitment of Preston and many, many other people over the years has really ignited meaningful and needed change. None of it has ever been easy to achieve, and many changes are, of course, still needed. Preston and the BSM not only helped us to create a more inclusive place, the students, the faculty, and staff, and organizations of today are continuing to propel us to strive harder to be the place that we want to be, indeed, the place we all need to be. So it's wonder, creativity, grit, determination, never giving up, and believing in yourself that will propel you throughout your entire lives. You certainly know what that looks like. You've been seeing it in action here in Chapel Hill every day, from business to industry, from studies in political service to community partnership building, in healthcare to entrepreneurship, education to law. And in a few moments, you're going to hear from your commencement speaker, UNC's very own double Tar Heel, Professor Satish Gopal, whose own life's experience exemplifies this character of excellence and service and hard work for others. He's part of a pioneering program that has been uniting people in Carolina with the people of Malawi for more than 20 years. Working together, they have helped to change the very nature of international global health, and they've helped to radically reduce HIV transmission and improve health care around the world. Dr. Gopal directs the cancer programs at what we call UNC's Project-Malawi, and I had the incredible privilege to visit them in Africa this summer. There I witnessed how a decades-long collaboration between our staff and doctors here and those in Malawi, together with the Malawi Ministry of Health and universities and other organizations in Malawi, have literally improved the care for millions of people. It is truly a labor of love and mutual respect. It started in one room and now has a staff of over 375 and 40 ongoing research studies. Project-Malawi's research, their caregiving, and their training has led to UNC's programs in HIV being ranked 6th in the world. They are true Tar Heel trademarks, just like our national champions, our Nobel Prize winners, and our other prize winners, and our accomplished faculty, students, staff, and alumni in all fields. And you will soon be joining those ranks. So today, we are applauding and celebrating the service and determination and accomplishment of 491 undergraduates, 567 master's students, 9 professional students, and 99 doctoral students who will be receiving their degrees today. While not all of the more than 1,000 students in winter commencement could actually be with us in person, because many of them are already in their new jobs and beginning their next adventures, we celebrate you all. It is a privilege now to recognize among our graduates today our military veterans and active duty personnel, including brand new ensigns and second lieutenants in the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marines, including members of our inaugural physician's assistant class, 45% of whom are veterans. So could I ask all the active duty and veterans in our students and the audience to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. We're also celebrating today 102 Carolina Firsts, and these are graduates who are among the first in their families to attend a university, and we applaud the bridges you will build to help pave the way for so many others. Could we ask all the Carolina Firsts on the platform and in the audience to please stand and be recognized? We have a lot of firsts. Thank you. It's now my great pleasure to introduce my distinguished colleagues on the platform today, who are also people who believe completely in your capacity and the promise of your Carolina education. What I'm going to do is call out their names, and I'll ask them to stand and remain standing, so I'll ask you to hold your applause until I've recognized them all. Bob Lewin, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost. Winston Crisp, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Lauren DeGrazia, University Registrar. Leslie Parisi, Chair of the Faculty. Vin Stepanidis, Secretary of the Faculty. Katie Stember, Chief of External Relations and Advocacy for the Graduate and Professional Students Federation. And it's also my pleasure to recognize Senior Associate Dean of Undergraduate Education and Professor of Psychology and Neuroscience, Abigail Panter, who was our acting faculty marshal. Thank you all for taking part in this important ceremony. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ann Maxwell, a member of the UNC Board of Governors. She will be greeting you on behalf of the board, and she is also a proud UNC alum. Thank you.
Members of the Board of Trustees, Chancellor Folt, Provost Bluden, Dr. Gopal, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, members of the community, and especially you almost graduates of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I, too, am a graduate of this great university, and I am honored and thrilled to bring greetings on behalf of the UNC Board of Governors and UNC President Margaret Spellings. The Board of Governors is the governing board for the entire system of 16 outstanding public universities here in North Carolina. The great state of North Carolina continues to make generous and important investments in higher education through its support of the UNC system, which is always ranked among the best in the United States. So today, we gather here to celebrate you and the very important milestone you have achieved in your lives. The education you have received here at Carolina will prepare you and enable you to be successful in our ever-changing and complex world. And we are counting on all of you to be our leaders going forward. You should be extremely proud to be a graduate of this university, one of the very best universities in the country and in the world. Our very dedicated Chancellor Carol Folt, along with our outstanding faculty, staff, Board of Trustees, continue to lead, guide, and encourage all of you to be the best that you can be and to apply your own ingenuity, your own creativity, and your own enthusiasm to the important tasks that are ahead of you. You have the power, you have the responsibility to become important leaders, to do what is right, proper, and just, and to make many positive contributions to our state, our nation, and our world. We are confident that you will continue your success as you go forward and will make your mark in the world as so many Carolina alumni have before you. Please relish your accomplishments and be proud of your efforts that have shown you to be worthy of the diploma you are receiving today. On behalf of the UNC Board of Governors, the University of North Carolina, and the state of North Carolina, we salute your hard work. We applaud your accomplishments, and we look forward to your important contributions in the exciting future ahead of you. May you always remember this very special moment and know now that you will always be a proud Tar Heel. Congratulations and happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you, Governor Maxwell. I am now pleased to introduce one of UNC Chapel Hill's Board of Trustees members, Vice Chair Chuck Duckett. Vice Chair Duckett graduated from Carolina with a political science and history degree in 1982. He's a partner with Battle and Associates Incorporated. He will bring greetings today from the Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Chancellor Folt. Good afternoon. I'm very happy to share warmest congratulations with our newest graduates on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. We really are proud of each and every one of you for your achievements and the many contributions that you've made to the university during your time on campus. We're also grateful to the parents and the family members and friends of our graduates who have helped this special day be possible. I was extremely fortunate to have had a life-changing opportunity to receive a Carolina degree and to spend many great days in Chapel Hill. My wife Beth and I proudly sat in the audience just like this to watch our 3 children accomplish the same dream at this university. Being here reminds me how much I think about and miss another family alum, my grandfather. He graduated almost 90 years ago here and became a doctor in the small town of Hamlet, North Carolina. Looking out among you graduates today, I do understand and appreciate the hard work, the diligence, and the sacrifice that each of you, and often your family, has made. For me, a Carolina diploma has always been a tremendous source of pride and only grew stronger as the years have rolled by. My belief is that you will likely have a similar experience. The importance of the time that you've spent on this beautiful campus and why it is so special will be something you will think about often in the future. Carolina is truly a place that does transform lives in extraordinary ways. That is why this great global, public, research university exists. It is, of course, a university of the people and for the people. As trustees, our job is to support Chancellor Folt and the university in providing our students with the very best opportunities to help you learn, discover, and serve the public good, especially here in North Carolina. Whatever path you choose to pursue in the future, we're confident that the world-class education you received at Carolina has prepared you for exceptionally well for the next steps in your individual journey. Congratulations on your academic and personal achievements, and very best wishes for your future success. Your trustees are very proud of each one of you. Enjoy this day and the holiday season. You deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Duckett. I'm now very pleased to introduce the Chair of the Board of Directors of the General Alumni Association, Jim Delaney, who will be bringing greetings on behalf of Carolina's 322,000 plus living alumni.
Thank you, Chancellor Folt and other honored guests. Congratulations. After years of hard work, countless anxious moments, and bottomless cups of coffee, you have earned your degree from Carolina. You and your family are justifiably proud. Now you can join the largest and only permanent part of your Carolina family. You are now among more than 322,000 Carolina alumni. The General Alumni Association is the official organization for all former Carolina students. The GAA will keep you informed about and connected to your university, your classmates, your local Carolina Club events, and other alumni programs through our award-winning bi-monthly Carolina Alumni Review magazine. As our newest alumni, you'll be particularly interested in our alumni career services and opportunities to network. You were a Carolina student for a few short years, but you'll be a Carolina alumnus forever. Don't drop out now. Let the GAA help you take the Carolina with you wherever you call home. And one final request. Wherever you may move and wherever you move, change jobs, get married, or have children, please be sure to share this news with your alumni association. Hark the sound, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Mr. Delaney. Not so fast. We haven't made it official yet that you're alumni. It is a tradition at Carolina to invite an outstanding member of our faculty to speak at our mid-year commencement. Senior class president Carol Krasnopol will introduce our speaker. Carly is a double major in political science and public relations in the Media and Journalism School and a minor in religious studies.
Class of 2017 graduates, it is an honor to be one of the first to congratulate you on an incredible feat. As we all know, this has been no easy journey. There have been many moments where you may have not been sure if you would make it to this point, as we all feel at times throughout our Carolina experience. But after significant hours of studying, taking classes, working with professors, going out on Franklin Street to celebrate how much we love this university, and then going back to the library to complete unfinished business, you have all done it. All of us that you are leaving behind aspire to accomplish exactly what you have and are inspired by your ability to do so. I have the distinct honor of introducing our featured speaker, Dr. Satish Gopal. Dr. Gopal is the Cancer Program Director for UNC Project-Malawi. He is a member of the UNC Lineberger Comprehensive Cancer Center and works to prevent, diagnose, and treat cancer in one of the most resource-limited settings in the world. Dr. Gopal is the only board-certified medical oncologist practicing in Malawi, a southern African country of about 18 million people. Dr. Gopal is leading the collaboration between UNC-Chapel Hill and the Malawi Ministry of Health in order to build care infrastructure that will help both Malawi address its rising cancer burden and serve as a paradigm of effective cancer care in low-resource settings across the globe. Dr. Gopal is also a fellow Tar Heel, having received his undergraduate degree in biology and music and his master's in public health here at UNC. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Satish Gopal.
Good afternoon, Tar Heels. Speaking to you all today is something I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do. So I want to start by thanking Chancellor Folt and the selection committee for extending this honor to me. 20 years ago, in 1997, I was 21 and sat exactly where you're sitting. Well, not exactly, because it was spring rather than winter. But in thinking about what to say today, I realized the day I was born, the day I sat where you are, and the day I stand where I am, divide my life into two not exactly, but almost exactly symmetrical halves, a chapter 1 and chapter 2, so to speak. Today I want to talk mostly about chapter 2, because all of you have already written successful chapter 1s, as evidenced by the academic achievements we celebrate with today's commencement. When I sat there 20 years ago, turning the page from my chapter 1 to chapter 2, I was a new bachelor's degree holder from this university, a music and biology double major, and a true beneficiary of all the rigor and breadth that the College of Arts and Sciences could offer. And of course, it does not seem like this was 20 years ago. It seems like yesterday. I was trying to memorize passages of a Beethoven sonata in Hill Hall before campus security locked the building, or rushing Franklin Street after March basketball victories, or debating the pit preacher during breaks between classes. This is probably an appropriate time to make a slightly embarrassing disclosure. As I started chapter 2, I left UNC to attend medical school at Duke. I'm so sorry for that. But in my defense, and despite my rented Duke gown for today's commencement, my college basketball allegiances have survived completely intact. With this awkward revelation out of the way, my chapter 2 starts in Chapel Hill and ends in Malawi, which you heard about already from Chancellor Folt. Malawi is a small country in southern Africa, one of the most beautiful and objectively one of the poorest countries in the world, where most people live on less than $1 per day. It's where I now live with my wife and 2 daughters, and where I traveled from to be here today, arriving in North Carolina just 2 days ago. Actually, as Chancellor Folt mentioned, friends and colleagues at our UNC program in Malawi are watching this on the live stream as we speak, 8,000 miles and 7 time zones away, which is important simply as testament to the amazing interconnectedness and reach of the global UNC family, something which Chancellor Folt remarked on when she visited us in Lilongwe earlier this year, pointing to the Carolina blue sky that oversees all of us, wherever in the world we are. In Malawi, I treat cancer patients and lead a research program focused on finding innovative solutions to prevent, diagnose, treat, and palliate cancer in one of the world's economically poorest countries. Malawi is also a place where I benefit from the truly astounding commitment this university has made to global health over many decades, providing a framework for me and my colleagues to realize our deepest scientific and humanitarian aspirations simultaneously. But why do I and this university care about cancer in Malawi? There are plenty of cancer patients in North Carolina who don't get care they need or who aren't cured even when they do. I see this firsthand every time I come back to round in the North Carolina Cancer Hospital. Malawi is on the other side of the world. Cancers that occur there are very different from ones we see here, and out of necessity get treated differently. And ultimately, the health of Malawians is the responsibility of the Malawi government. I agree with all of that. Still, I care about cancer in Malawi because it's a huge and growing problem affecting some of the most vulnerable people on earth, making it unjust to ignore this even as we pursue cancer moonshots in the United States. Curing cancer in Malawi also sometimes feels impossible, given how complex and aggressive cancer is in a place where running water and electricity can seem like luxuries, and where Chapel Hill solutions are not easily transposed to Lilongwe. But trying to cure cancer in Malawi is thrilling precisely because it can seem impossible, requiring us to summon resources, ingenuity, and inspiration in quantities that simply can't be amassed when problems are smaller and solutions easier. And finally, what we learn about cancer in Malawi will change cancer care for North Carolinians. I mean this sincerely and not as a pipe dream to justify my career and existence. In Malawi, we have opportunities to exhaustively study cancers that occur rarely in North Carolina, to uncover fundamental biologic insights about why cancer occurs, and to think about entirely new ways to diagnose and treat cancer that could benefit the entire world if successful. So as you start Chapter 2, I would ask you all to have the audacity and fearlessness to think of big, bold solutions to big, bold problems. Having this kind of fearlessness comes with all sorts of benefits, whether or not your originally articulated goals are achieved. For me, these have included the chance to travel all over the world with my family, having amazing adventures, to have my daughters sit in classrooms and swim and take music lessons with children from all over the world, to receive mentorship from some of the smartest people I've ever met who remarkably are interested in our grassroots cancer work in Malawi, and to work alongside an incredible group of colleagues in Lilongwe, Chapel Hill, regionally in Africa, and internationally to change the conversation around cancer for some of the world's poorest citizens. Having the audacity to say we think patients with curable cancers should be cured wherever they live, and that patients with non-curable cancers should have the best quality of life wherever they live, has allowed us to participate in and lead a coalescing international tide of like-minded individuals who are committed to making this happen. And while having the fearlessness to pursue big, bold solutions to big, bold problems, you should feel fortunate to be part of a UNC family, which has a remarkable history of doing the same. From Franklin Street sit-ins in the 1960s, protesting racial segregation, to Dean Smith's public advocacy for the many causes he believed in until his death in 2015. UNC is thus uniquely equipped to support every ounce of your Chapter 2 fearlessness, and this is something we should all cherish about this university. But while audacity is essential, the world also has too much audacity at times these days, and in particular, too much empty audacity. That is, big, loud, provocative ideas that are not accompanied by a commensurate level of substance and seriousness, which of course makes audacity trivial. So the second thing I would ask of you all is to undergird your audacity with equal commitment to incrementalness, to be bold, but also boring, and to painstakingly do the daily reading and thinking and experimenting and measuring and reevaluating when absolutely no one is watching or paying attention, without which big, bold solutions to big, bold problems simply can't be actualized. Here, I want to take just a minute to speak to myself, sitting in the audience 20 years ago. Even on this day of celebration, I shouldn't trivialize how hard it will sometimes be to stay committed to big, fearless ideas during the long, sometimes boring, sometimes difficult spells, when it feels like what you're doing isn't that important, which is the thing I've always been most afraid of. It won't be hard to feel excited about your work when the Chancellor invites you to give the commencement speech 20 years from now. But there will also be long stretches living away from your family, furiously trying to meet deadlines by candlelight when the electricity is off, hopefully trying to find mentors who can help you create a career path which doesn't really exist yet, anxiously caring for your daughter in the middle of the night when she's sick with malaria, and brokenheartedly watching cancer patients you've grown close to in the Longway and Chapel Hill die, despite all your efforts to care for them. I certainly could not have anticipated these challenges when I sat there 20 years ago, nor that I would get through them, nor how. And I wish I had understood then how much inner fire and resourcefulness I actually had, and what a remarkable network of external resources were assembled around me as I sat distractedly listening to the commencement speaker. Some of these will be there with you every step of your journey, like your families, and some quite intermittently, like a biology professor you had as an undergraduate who emails 20 years later to congratulate you on being chosen as a commencement speaker. I wish I could impress on my 21-year-old self how important that inner passion and those external supports would be, because I was as distracted then as you are now, and maybe took all this for granted even more than you do now. I wish I could tell myself this without sounding like the crotchety old man I've become. So just as I've tried to do during my Chapter 2, I hope all of you find both the boldness and boringness to try and change the world doing something you love. I hope you're supported in these pursuits by your families as I've been. Again, standing up here 20 years later, I feel completely humbled by how important my UNC institutional family has been, providing an unconditionally supportive tether which has given me confidence to wander all around the world doing random things since the day I sat where you're sitting. Within UNC, there's also been my professional and scientific family who convinced me to come back to UNC after wandering a bit, including, again, a stint at another institution along 15501, for which I should again apologize, who understood my vision with respect to cancer in Malawi before I did, and who helped and forced me to refine my half-baked audacity into something more substantial. And finally, my personal family, including our parents and siblings who are here today as they were 20 years ago, and who've never complained too loudly when we've whisked grandchildren away for years abroad to pursue our dreams. My wife, Shelley, who helped me understand that leaping before looking is sometimes what's needed, and my daughters, Malika and Zuri, who remind me every day what all the boldness and boringness are about in the end. And with that, I'd like to again thank the university and Chancellor Folt for this truly amazing honor to speak with you today. In 20 years' time, or perhaps even before, I look forward to hearing what you've accomplished and what wisdom you've gained during your Chapter 2s, when you're standing here and I'm again sitting there, perhaps with my daughters at their commencement. My sincerest congratulations to all of you, and I wish you the most wonderful of holidays as you celebrate your incredible achievements with family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Gopal. It is such a privilege to have you here with us and your family today and all our friends in Malawi. So let's thank them all again one more time for sharing with us. It's now time for the conferral of degrees. I have the privilege of introducing the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Steve Matson, who will present the candidates for the doctoral degree. Carolina's doctoral students have made extraordinary contributions to our university's community. You are essential to the research excellence of our programs. Our graduate students teach, care for patients, serve in the community in so many vital and important ways. We see you will become our future professors, teachers, and leaders. We thank you and offer you our deepest congratulations.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Public Health, Doctor of Education, and Doctor of Nursing Practice please rise to be conducted forward by Acting Faculty Marshal Abigail Panter. Huntija Gulami, Doctor of Philosophy, School of Education. Daniela Cunico Dalpra, Doctor of Philosophy, Romance Language and Literatures. Colin Jamal Smith, Doctor of Philosophy, Microbiology and Immunology. Gabriella Arandia, Doctor of Philosophy, Health Behavior. Otha Jennifer Dixon McKnight, Doctor of Philosophy, History. Deidre Natasha Scott, Doctor of Education, Educational Leadership. Katrina Alicia Massey Cruz, Doctor of Education, Educational Leadership. Courtney Danielle Cox, Doctor of Education, Educational Leadership. Kimberly Yvette Bronson, Doctor of Nursing Practice. Gemma Glenda Superville, Doctor of Nursing Practice. Lauren Renee Kennedy, Doctor of Nursing Practice. Catherine Aiden Perkins, Doctor of Philosophy, Psychology, and Neuroscience. Saada Salim Al-Barwani, Doctor of Philosophy, Nursing. Christina Marie Patterson, Doctor of Philosophy, Public Policy. Heather K. Ducott, Doctor of Philosophy, Neuroscience. Anne Elizabeth Halbert Brooks, Doctor of Philosophy, History. Kenya Wong, Doctor of Philosophy, Biostatistics. Brianna Joy Kennedy Stevenson, Doctor of Philosophy, Biostatistics. Monica Chowdhury, Doctor of Public Health, Biostatistics. Rachel Kloss Silverman, Doctor of Philosophy, Biostatistics. Brian Christopher Kowach, Doctor of Philosophy, Bioinformatics and Computational Biology. Shaylee Chaichana Jha, Doctor of Philosophy, Neuroscience. Jessica Lauren Wise, Doctor of Philosophy, Classics. Rebecca Lee Bigler, Doctor of Philosophy, Genetics and Molecular Biology. Andres Ruben Henriquez Correa, Doctor of Philosophy, Toxicology.
Thank you, Dean Mattson. Please join me once again in applauding the achievement of these amazing doctoral candidates. We next turn to the conferral of the doctoral, master's, professional, and bachelor degrees. Let's take a moment now to recognize our outstanding undergraduates. These seniors are exceptionally accomplished students who exemplify the highest possible level of undergraduate scholarship. Could I ask the candidates for baccalaureate degrees with highest honors, please stand and remain standing? See who's with us today. Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees with honors please rise and remain standing? Congratulations to each of you on your outstanding achievement. I'll now call on the deans of the university in the order of the anniversary date for each college of the school to present their candidates for doctoral, master's, and baccalaureate degrees. In many cases, students may not be able to be here because they're, as I said, they're off doing other things, but we will celebrate them all. So I'll start by asking Dean Kevin Guskowitz to please come forward to present the students from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Arts, Master of Arts in Fine Arts, Master of City and Regional Planning, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science. Will these students please rise?
You may be seated. Will Dean Martin Brinkley please come forward to present the students from the School of Law?
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidate for the degree of Juris Doctor, Elizabeth Claire Nye, and the candidates for Master of Laws, Malak Al-Ghanam and Muath Al-Shadi. Will these students please rise?
Thank you. Will Dean William Roper please come forward to present the students from the School of Medicine?
Chancellor Folt, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Medicine, Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Physical Therapy, Master of Science, Master of Health Science, Bachelor of Science in Clinical Laboratory Science, and Bachelor of Science in Radiologic Science. Will these students please rise?
Thank you. Will Dean Fuad Abdel Khalik please come forward to present the students from the School of Education?
Chancellor Folt, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Master of Arts, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of School Administration, and Bachelor of Arts in Education. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Steve Mattson please come forward to present the students from the Graduate School?
Chancellor Folt, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Master of Professional Science. Would these students please rise?
Thank you. Will Dean Doug Shackelford please come forward to present the students from the Keenan Flagler Business School?
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Accounting, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Gary Bowen please come forward to present the students from the School of Social Work?
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Social Work. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Barbara Reimer please come forward to present the students from the Gilling School of Global Public Health?
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Public Health, Master of Healthcare Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Clinical Research, Master of Science in Environmental Sciences and Engineering, Master of Science in Public Health, and Bachelor of Science in Public Health. Will these students please rise?
Thank you. Will Dean Scott DeRossi please come forward to present the students from the School of Dentistry?
Chancellor Folt, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Dental Surgery, Master of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Dental Hygiene. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Susan King please come forward to present the students from the School of Media and Journalism, which I got out of order?
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy in Mass Communication, Master of Arts in Mass Communication, and Bachelor of Arts in Media and Journalism. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Gary Marcinini please come forward to present students from the School of Information and Library Science?
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Science in Information Science, Master of Science in Library Science, and Bachelor of Science in Information Science. Will these students please rise?
Thank you. Will Executive Dean Peggy Wilmoth please come forward to present the students from the School of Nursing?
Chancellor Folt, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Master of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Mike Smith please come forward to present the students from the School of Government?
Chancellor Folt, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Master of Public Administration. Will these students please rise and remain standing?
Will all the degree candidates please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina by the State of North Carolina and by the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which the faculty has certified you, together with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining, effective December 31st, 2017, and I offer you my warmest, heartfelt congratulations. And now I call upon Aaron Epps, the Vice President of the senior class, to come forward and lead you in the switching of your tassel, signifying your graduation from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
As Vice President of the class of 2018, I am pleased to lead you all in the turning of your tassels from left to right. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated. This is it. It's almost here. Welcome to the ranks of the 322,000 plus alumni of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. You are joining an illustrious group of graduates who are changing the world. Harriet Tubman once said, "Every dream begins with a dreamer." Always remember, you have within you the strength and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. And by the way, on your way to the stars, you may bump into Zena Cardman, Carolina graduate 2010, who just became a member of the newest class of astronauts. You also might bump into one or two of the amazing, fabulous men and women basketball players who defy gravity every single game. From your first day to this day, each of you has been creating your own special journey. It's an improvisational jazz score, each of you with your own tempo, sometimes discordant, sometimes in perfect harmony. Each one of your diplomas will say the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, but no two will be the same. Billie Holiday, the legendary blues singer, once said, "If I am going to sing like someone else, then I don't need to sing at all." Well, I'm pretty sure she would certainly appreciate the songs, the beautiful individual medleys of everyone in this room. So my charge to you is actually very simple. First, keep working on things that really matter to you, even when no one else is watching. Second, believe in yourself, but keep an open mind. Question your own assumptions and reach for understanding across difference. Third, every student I have talked to in depth at Carolina has expressed a heartfelt desire to be a part of something that is bigger, more meaningful than what they could accomplish themselves. I think this is a very special quality. It is a true mark of humanity and a deep aspect of the Carolina community that I love, that we all love. So I ask you, keep that a part of your lives. And finally, always remember that you have a support network right here at Carolina. You may think that no one is watching or caring, but your Tar Heel family is watching, and it is cheering you on. So when you're tossing your own equations in the wastebasket, or you're crashing on a cold beach somewhere, or you're working late night by candlelight in Malawi, please remember this very moment. And you know that your families, your friends, your professors truly believe in you, and we cannot wait to see what you're going to accomplish. You aren't leaving this place, you're actually carrying the best parts of it with you, and we are humbled and privileged to be a part of your lives. So now, before we close, we're going to follow another North Carolina tradition. We're going to ask all the families, friends, and community members here to support you to please rise. Parents, spouses, children, grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, friends, graduates. You are in the Dean Dome. This is your moment to thank them as loudly as you possibly can. A little louder. Thank you. Also help me by thanking Director of the University Band, Jeff Fuchs, and your fellow student musicians for their amazing music today. For our student marshals for their work all the time. Thank you, marshals. And again, I want another big special thank you for the incredible Carolina staff in every office across campus who did all that they could to make sure you would get here this moment and celebrate in this way. Thank you to them. And to the staff right here in the Dean Dome and all the ground staff who do everything possible to make this campus so beautiful on your graduation. Thank you to all of them. And so it's now my pleasure to call on Madeline Edwards, who will lead us in singing together, Hark the Sound. At the conclusion of our alma mater, the senior class marshals will lead the recessional for the faculty and the degree candidates, but please remain in place until the recessional is completed. And I want to end by just saying thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful, happy holiday, and please stand as we join together singing Hark the Sound.
Hark the sound of Tar Heel voices, ringing clear and true, singing Carolina's praises, shouting in Zion. Hail to the brightest star on
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the commencement ceremony at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Graduates, please rise as the platform party and faculty exit, and then proceed up through the stands to join your families on the concourse. Congratulations.